Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I'm Potato Cookies and I'm going to be showing you guys the easiest way to solve the Rubik's Cube. This is the easiest way to solve a Rubik's Cube in my opinion. Hopefully it's easy for you guys as well. So, let's start. Okay, so before we start solving the Rubik's Cube, we should know the very basics of a Rubik's Cube. So now we all know that Rubik's Cubes have a lot of colors and specifically they have 6 colors. Yellow, white, red, orange, blue and green. So these 6 colors are actually arranged in a specific pattern. So orange will always be opposite to the red. The yellow will always be opposite to the white. The blue will be always opposite to the green. So now that we know the colors, we can now move on to the types of pieces. So now there are 3 types of pieces in a Rubik's Cube. And the first and the most important one is the centerpiece. So there are 6 centerpieces according to the colors. Since there are 6 colors, there are 6 centerpieces. Everything is based around the centerpiece, and during our solve, we need to pay attention to the centerpiece and go with it. So even if you move it anyway, the centerpiece never moves. Even if it appears to be moving now, actually the surrounding layers are moving, but not the centerpiece. The second type of piece is known as the cross pieces. I call it the cross pieces because if you include the center and these 4 pieces over here, then it will form a plus or a cross like this. So that's why I like to call it the cross pieces. And the last type of piece is known as the corner pieces. These corner pieces have 3 colors. Over here we have red, white, green. We have green, yellow, orange. We have orange, green, white. So there are 3 types. There's the centerpiece, there are the corner pieces, and the cross pieces. There's the cross pieces and these are the corner pieces. So now when you solve a Rubik's Cube, you'll need to move the layers here and there, and there are names for these movements, and these are known as notations. So I'm going to be teaching you guys 4 notations, but there are actually 6 notations, but 4 will be more useful for the 3x3 Rubik's Cube. So we'll be showing you guys the 4 notations. So the first notation is known as the right layer movement, and it's also known as R. So when you move the right layer upwards, this is known as the R notation or the R movement. But when you move the right layer downwards, it is known as the R with an apostrophe. And that is also, the apostrophe is known as a prime. So it will be read as R prime. So this is a normal R and this is an R prime. Similarly, we can move the left layer in the same way, but it's a bit different. So over here in the right layer, we moved for R, we just moved it up. But for the left layer, if you want to do L, you will need to move it downwards. And L prime will be moved upwards. So L will be moved this way, the left layer moved down. L prime will be the left layer moved up. So these are the 2 notations, and I'm going to be teaching you 2 more. So the third notation is the upper layer. So in the upper layer, when you hold a cube like this is going to be your upper layer. If you hold the cube like this will be your upper layer. So to move the upper layer, there are again U and U prime. So U will be the upper layer moved to the left like this. The upper layer, when it is moved to the left, is known as a U or a plain U. And the upper layer moved to the right is known as the U prime. So U prime. And the last notation which we are going to be showing you guys now is the front layer. So if you hold the cube in this way, this is going to be your front layer. If you hold it in this way, this is going to be a front layer. So if I'm holding it in this way, the front layer moved like this is going to be F, or to the right. When you turn the front layer to the right, it's going to be F. And when you turn the front layer to the left, it's going to be F prime. So if I show you from this way, if this is the front layer, if you move the F to the right, it's known as F. If you move the F to the left, it's going to be F prime. So these are the 4 basic notations which we will be using for the solving of the Rubik's Cube. Now that we know the basics, we can finally start solving the Rubik's Cube. Okay guys, so when we are solving a Rubik's Cube, there are 7 steps to solve the Rubik's Cube. All of them are easy, I'm sure. And let's get started, I guess. So before we start solving the Rubik's Cube, we'll need to keep the yellow center at the top and the white center at the bottom. So you need to keep it in this sort of fashion, like the yellow at the top, white in the bottom. You can keep the other colors anywhere you like. It's your wish. I'm going to keep blue. Where's blue? Okay, blue. Okay, so now we can finally start solving the cube. So in step 1, our objective is to make a white cross. So we need four white cross pieces over here around the white center. And while doing that, we also need to lay the foundation for step 2. So we need to do it carefully. So although there are 2 cross pieces here already, we have to move them now to actually make it. So for doing the first step, that is, the first thing you need to do is take the yellow center and actually put 4 white cross pieces around the yellow center, not the white center, the yellow center. This does not require any special advice or anything. It's just your logic and how you move the cube over here. So here I just got a white cross piece, and over here there are a few more. If there's below, I guess if I just move this here, there we go, we got the second cross piece and another movement. Yes, and we got the third cross piece here, and of course there's one more here. I think if we just move it like this, yes. So in order to get all these 4 cross pieces around the yellow center, it's pretty much logic and how you would see it. So you just need to see any other white cross pieces on the other sides and then just move the cube around to get it. You don't really need to worry about any other placement. It's just this placement you need to worry about for now. So now the next step you need to do is we'll need to check the centers first. So now we have a blue center here. So we'll need to bring a blue color piece over here with a white color on top. So in order to do that, we can just move the top layer here and there to actually get it. So if I move it this way, we got a green, which we don't want. We got a red, which we don't want. There we go. We got a blue, which we want. So the blue color is matching with its center, and it also has a white color on top. So now what we can do is we can do the F notation twice on this layer, on the layer where the blue center is with its matched color. So we'll need to do the F notation twice. So if I do this 1, 2, we will see that the blue moved from here to here, which of course makes the white go from here to here. It's of course logic. So now we have the first white cross piece here in its correct position, and the last time it was in its wrong position because it was just randomly there, but now it's in its correct position. So now that the blue center has been solved, we can move on to the next center, which is the red center. You can do it any order, but I'm just doing it in this order. So if you want, you can follow me. So now we have orange with this red, which is wrong. So we need another color. We don't want a green with the red. So yes, we have a red with red. So we need to match this color. We have a red center with the red color. And you should also check if this red color also has a white color on top, which means it's on the yellow side. So now that this is matched, you need to move this entire layer in which the matched colors are there twice. 1, 2, you should do the F notation twice. And as you can see, we got the second cross piece around the white. And also we are getting the red below the center. So basically what we need to do is get the respective color below their center and have white color go here at the same time. So this is the easiest way you can do it. So now we can move on to green center because the red and blue center are already done. So we can move on to the green center. We just move it. This is not what we want. This is orange. This is green, and it also has white over here. So this is a matching color. We just do it twice the entire layer, and we get another cross piece and the green below. And the last layer, which is the orange one. So as you can see now, we already have an orange color here, but this orange piece does not have a white color on top, which is that means this does not match. So we'll need to move it around a bit. We don't want a yellow. Yes, we want an orange with a white on top. So this one is the wrong one and this one is the correct piece. So now you can move the entire layer twice. You do the F notation. So that's 1, 2. And now if you look below, you have a complete white cross. So now if you get white colors on the corners, it's no worries, it's fine. Let it be there. But you just need, if you do have some white, you just need to pay attention to this cross. If your cross is ready, good job. And if you have colors below the respective centers, very good, we have finished step 1. It is very simple, guys. Step 1 is very easy. You just need to do it properly and carefully. And of course, getting the white cross pieces around the yellow center is just logic and how you would think of and how to get it there. There's nothing really special like about the Rubik's Cube then. Okay guys, so now that if you have finished step 1 correctly, we can move on to step 2. Just wanted to remind you guys that we have to do these steps in order and we can't really jumble or mix them up. So you have to do it in order to complete the cube. So in step 2, again we have 2 objectives. The first one is to finish off the bottom layer. So we need 3 oranges here, we need 3 blues here, we need 3 reds here, and we also need 3 greens here. And at the same time, the second objective is to finish off the full white layer, which will be below us for now. So now we'll need 4 white corner pieces over here. So in order to do that, I'm gonna give you a trick and solve this. So before we go on, we'll need to know what's an algorithm. An algorithm is a group of notations. What's a notation? The movements, and if you see the basics, you can actually know what's a notation. And so now we can actually move on to algorithms. So I'm going to teach you guys 2 basic algorithms, that is left trigger and right trigger. Right trigger is R, U, R prime. So it will be R, U, R prime. So that's a right trigger, and the left trigger is the opposite, but it has a few differences. There is left L prime, U prime, L. So that is a left trigger. So right trigger is R, U, R prime, and left trigger is L, U, L prime, U prime, L. So you should not get confused. If you write L, U prime and L, that's wrong. It should be L prime, U prime, L. I just made a mistake, so sorry. So yeah. So now we can actually continue with the cube. So you have to, as I told you last step, you have to keep the yellow center at the top and the white center at the bottom. So if you have it in this position and you have completed step 1, you can actually see the top layer. So you are gonna need to analyze the top layer over here and search for white color. So here in this side we have no white color here, okay. No white color over here, okay. No white color over here also, but here we do have one white color in the top layer. So you don't need to look at this, you don't need to look at this, you just need to look at this top layer. So here we have a white color. So now then in this piece there are 3 colors, white, blue and red. So the top is blue and the adjacent color is red. So we'll need to ignore the top color for now and actually see the adjacent color. What's the adjacent color? It's red, and it should be connected with a white piece. So if it's red, you'll need to move the top layer to get it into its red position. So now if I hold it in this way, the white is here and the red is here. If I move it this way, you will see that this white piece moved 1 from here to here, and the adjacent color, now red, is matched up with this center. So what you want to do is actually match up the adjacent color with its respective center. If it was green, suppose let's just say this color was green, you would just move it once and get it matched up with this center. If it was blue, you just move it and get it matched up with this center. That's how you would do. But now since it's red, we have to match it up with this center. The next thing you want to see if this color is to this right or to its left. So it's either going to be on this side or to this side. So now since it's to the left and not to the right, since it's to the left, you are going to do the algorithm left trigger, which I just showed you, which is L prime, U prime, L. So if you just take this side where the matching colors are present and the white is to the other side, you don't need to look at the white for now, just take a look at the adjacent color, which is red, and take the adjacent color side and then do the following: L prime, U prime, L. So now what happened? You might not notice anything, but it did a lot of things. So the first thing, if you look down, there is one white piece filled up in these 3 corner pieces. Very good. And also there is one red piece in its correct position, which means we have put in one piece in its correct position. And now we just, it's a matter of repeating every single, these steps again and again. So now that if you see in this case, if you look at the top layer, there is no white here, there's no white here, there's no white here, there's no white here. So there's no white layer in the top, white color on the top layer. So now we can now move. Now if there's no white color on the top layer, we have to look at two other things: the top layer, which is above, like the upper layer, and this lower layer over here. So now let's take a look at the top layer, which is case 2 now. So if you have a white color on the top, you will need to do additional stuff to actually get it back on the top layer. So now you need to take a look at this white color, okay? So I'm going to keep my finger on this. So now directly opposite to it, like the directly opposite color to yellow is white. So directly opposite to this white, if you just look, if you just make this go like this, and you need to check the color directly opposite to this. So the white center is directly opposite to the yellow center. So this corner should be directly opposite to this corner. So now you need to see this directly opposite corner. If this has white, if the directly opposite color is white, then you will need to move the layer again. If the white color is not white, then you can proceed to do the algorithm, which I'm going to show you. So now let's just say if this white was here, if you take the directly opposite color, and if you see this is white, no, this is not what we want. You move the upper layer once again to change the white's position. And now if you see, the directly opposite color is yellow and not white. So that means we can actually proceed to do the algorithm. So now, since if you hold the cube like this, since the white color is to the right side, you have to do a right trigger, but this one has a bit of a variation. So this one will be, the normal right trigger will have R, U, R prime. But this one, when the white color is on the top and is to the right side, you need to move the right layer R, U, U, R prime. So now as you can see, it's not R, U, R prime, it's actually R, U, U, R prime. So there's an additional U in between U and R prime. So it will be R, U, U, R prime. If it's to the left, it will be L prime, U prime, U prime, L. So it's the same way. So now as you can see, we moved the white out of the top layer and it actually came back to this place. So now what we need to do is, of course, check the adjacent color. So adjacent to this is the orange color. So this is white and just adjacent to this is orange. You just move it to its center. So now that it's correctly aligned, and since it's to the right, we'll need to do a right trigger, which is R, U, R prime. And now one more space was filled up and the orange is in its correct position. So now let's just say there is no white on the top. There is no white on the top, no white on the top layer. There is no white on the yellow side. Then you will need to look at this bottom layer over here. And if I check this bottom layer, yes, there are two whites over here. So now in this case, what will you do? So this is easier, and if you do the algorithm which I say, the white layer will come back to the top. So now since this white is to the right, what you'll need to do is, since it's to the right, you will just need to do a plain right trigger on this, on the side in which the white is present. Don't look at anything else but the white if it's to the bottom. Now that it's to the bottom right, you'll need to do a right trigger, which is R, U, R prime. So now the white has been moved, and if you see, it has come actually to this yellow side layer, which is this one. And now from here you can actually do case 2, which is checking the directly opposite color. So if I see this is white, nope. So if I just move it this way, if I see the directly opposite color is red, correct. So this is where we want it to be. You do an R, U, U, R prime. And now I've just moved the white back to this layer from where we can actually put it in place. So if I see the adjacent color here is red. So if I move the red over here, it's matching correctly, and it also has a white piece with it. So since it's to the right, you do the right trigger again, which is R, U, R prime. So now again, if you see, one more space was filled up. Yes, we have done it. And now we have finished the red layer, we have finished the blue layer, and the only remaining layer is the green and the orange, and only one more piece left. Again, if you look at this case, there's no white here, there's no white here, and there's white over here. Since it's to the bottom right, you have to do case 3 again, which is right triggering this side, which is R U R prime. So now if you look up, there's the white over here which has been displaced, and then you can do case 2 from there. So directly opposite to this is white, we don't want that. Directly opposite to this is blue, which is this is what we want. So now what we need to do is a R U U R prime. Since I did a right trigger because it was on the right, and now you have the white color back in its origin where you want it to be. So now we just check the adjacent color, which is green. Again, align it to its respective center. Since it's to the right, we can just do a right trigger on the. If it would have been to the left, you would have done the left trigger. Now since it's to the right, you can do the right trigger. So it's R U R prime. And now let's check what we have done. So now we have finished the green side bottom layer. We have finished the orange side bottom layer. We have finished the blue side bottom layer, the red side bottom layer, and if you look down, we have actually finished the full white layer. If you have all of these done, that means you have successfully completed step 2, and now we can move on to step 3. Okay guys, so now we can actually move on to step 3. And in the step 3 objective is actually to finish off this second layer. It has only one objective, and that is to finish off this full second layer. You have to ignore the yellow one for now, and we have already finished white, so no problem. So we really need to do this second layer. And I'm going to tell you now, step 3 is basically step 2 but a bit more. So if you don't know step 2 properly or thoroughly, I recommend seeing step 2 again so that you know the right trigger and left trigger moves well, and then the step 3 is going to be easy. But if you have done step 2 well and you know, then we can proceed on to step 3. So the first thing you need to do to fill up this second layer is again to check the top layer again. You need to see the yellow side. So now we'll need to check these 4 cross pieces again. So now we'll need to analyze for yellow over here. So here we have one yellow, and in step 2 we were searching for white and we used the white piece. But over here we are going to do the opposite thing. If you see a yellow piece, do not use this piece. We don't want this piece for now. Now you got to see these 3 pieces. We have a blue over here. So now this can be used. This piece can be used since it's not yellow. But there is another condition. This piece should not have any yellow on any side. So he is blue over here, but it might be yellow here. But no, it's not yellow, it's orange. So this is a blue here and orange here, which means this piece is valid. Let's check out the other piece, which is red. Does this have any yellow on any side? No. This has a red here and a green here, which has no yellow. So that's good. This one has green and orange. Also, again, this is very good because this has no yellow on any side. So now we can actually start. So let's take the red and green side. So now what we need to do, let's just say it was in this position. So now what we need to do is check this side over here. So since the red is at the top, you should check the side. Like since the red is on the top, the other side, we have to check this green one over here. So now what you need to do, again, align this green to its respective center. If I just move it like this, as you can see, this green came up with this center and it still has the red on top. So now what we need to do is you have to leave the green for now and now check the top. Now we have red, and if your cube is actually aligned properly and all the colors are matched up properly, this red will have its center either to the left or to the right. So if you check the right, no, it's an orange, which means this is the red. So if you have a red over here, the red center, it's to its left. If the respective color center is to its left, you'll need to move the upper layer again back right. Okay, you'll need to move this red away from its center again, which is opposite. You'll need to move this top layer color away from its respective center. Once you have done that, make sure you're not moving the cube anywhere. Keep the cube. Let's just say now we have a green center, yellow center. Now that we have started off with the green center, keep the position with the green center facing to you. Change the upper position because we want the red color to be away from this red center over here. So since you have not changed any position and the red center is to its left and we have already moved the red color away from its center, and the center is to its left, we can do left trigger. Again, I told you it's the same. So it should be L prime, U prime, L. So we displaced a few colors, it's fine. So what we actually did was, we actually aligned this side color to its center, checked the top color, checked which the respective center is to its which side. Since it's to the left, we moved it away, which is turning the upper layer, complete upper layer, to its right. And since the center was to its left, at the same time, without moving the cube anywhere, we actually did a left trigger since the center was to its left. So now that we have displaced all the colors, it's time to do step 2 again, which is search the top layer for white. And there we go, we have found white again. Check the adjacent color, which is red. And if you just align it properly to its respective center, and since it's to its right, you have to do a right trigger, which is R, U, R prime. And there we go. This is how we actually do step 3 again and again to finish off the second layer. So let's do a brief again. So what we did first was to check the cross pieces for any yellows. We checked the cross pieces with no yellows to see if it had any yellows to its side. We took the side color and matched it up with the center. And then after that, we took the top color and saw which center was it matching to. And then since the center, this respective center was to its left, we moved the color to the right. And then since the center was to this left, we did the left trigger. And then since we moved a white out of its place, we have to do step 2 again to replace the white. And then we did step 2 again, and we finished off the second layer. So now we can do a few more so that I can show you guys a bit more, because this might be a bit confusing for now, but if you actually understand, it's very, very easy, guys. Believe me. So now again, analyze. So this has a yellow, so we can't use this. This has a blue and orange. Can we use this blue color? It has blue and an orange here. We can use this. This one has an orange and a green. We can use this. We can even use this because it has a blue and a red. So we can use all three of it. So let's use this orange and green. So since this has green, we have to align it with its center. And now, if you see the top color over here, which is orange, it's going to be either to its right or to its left. And in this case, its respective center is to its right. If this was a red color again, and the red center is over here, we would have moved it away, which is turning right. But since this orange should be moved away from its respective center, we are going to move the upper layer to the left. And then again, do not move. The green center is facing you for now, so you have to keep it facing you until the step is complete. And now that we have moved this color away from its center, since the center is to its right, we do a right trigger, which is R, U, R prime. We moved a white, so we go back to step 2 and do step 2 again, and you see a white here, the adjacent color is orange. You just move it and align it to its respective center. Since it's to this left, we can do L prime, U prime, L. And there we go, guys. We fixed another color over here. So now as you can see, the green second layer is complete. And we just have a few more to go and to complete this layer. So now sometimes you have one piece left, and actually all 4 of these cross pieces have a yellow in them. So now that's a special case which I'll be showing you guys right now. Okay guys, so now in order to solve this cube, now when there are no yellow cross pieces on the top, you need to look at the second layer over here. So we have this full layer complete, this layer complete, only these 2 layers are required to be completed. So first you need to search for the piece which is incomplete. So we have this piece over here. Once you know which piece is incomplete, you'll need to turn the cube around so that you'll have the white facing up and the yellow facing down. So once you have the white facing up and the yellow facing down, you'll need to keep the cube in such a way that the unmatched piece should be to your right. And once the unmatched piece is to your right, the entire layer should be pulled down. Okay, the entire layer should be pulled down, and then the layer should be moved to the right, like so, and then replace these 2 whites here. So now we have moved a white, so let's just search this layer for the white. There we go. And in order to fix the white here, you need to move the white away, like to the right. You have to move it to the right, and then you bring this layer down so that you have these two whites here, and then you move this back to its original place. And then once you do that, you will have the white layer completed again. And now if you look at the top, you will see that there is one piece with a yellow, without any yellow on this piece, which means we have done it properly. And now we can actually continue with step 3 as usual. So this is how you solve this special case. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like on this video and make sure to subscribe for part 2 on how to solve the Rubik's Cube. Yes, we will be releasing a part 2 because this video was a bit lengthy. So yeah, the part 2 will be coming out very soon. So this is Potato Cookie signing out. Keep rising.